Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, ya. Good morning to all our participants, ya, in Iccomah 7. Good evening, ya, to Dr. Richard Vogel from the US, ya. So it's not morning to Rick, ya, over there. So I'm Dr. Siti Suryani Usman from University Sains Islam Malaysia, your local host and also your host, yeah, for today. On behalf of the Aid Academy, we would like to welcome, all of you, yeah, to our closing program, yeah, of Iccomah International Conference on Communication, Management and Humanities 7 2026. And of course, I would like to thank, um, especially, yeah, to all our keynote speakers, yeah, for today. We have four keynote speakers, yeah, who have actually uh, put their effort, yeah, and say yes to us, yeah. So we would like to thank so much, yeah, to all four of them, yeah. Especially, yeah, to Dr. Richard Vogel from the US, yeah. Thank you so much, Rick, yeah, for joining us today with the time difference, yeah. With of course challenges, yeah, different challenges when it involve like different timing, yeah. Thank you so much to Associate Professor Dr. Nohai Tirafida from USIM, from my university, my colleague, my boss, and also to Dr. Tresna Wiwitan from Universitas Islam Bandung, Indonesia, and also to Dr. Feroz Madli from University Malaysia Sabah UMS. So I hope all of us will take this opportunity as well for us to do networking, yeah, so that you can now network with Richard, yeah, with Dr. Rick from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Sabah, yeah, and also in this conference we have also participants from we receive actually 70 presenters, yeah, for this conference, and we have participants mainly from Malaysia, Indonesia. We have also participants and presenters from Brunei and also from Pakistan. So at least we have four countries, yeah. Then inshallah it will be an international one, yeah. So for this conference, we also collaborate with several universities from Indonesia, and I would like to mention those universities as well. Thank you so much for the collaboration. The first one is Universitas Islam Bandung, Unisba. We also have collaboration with Universitas Nasional Jakarta, and also Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Indonesia, and also Universitas Mercu Buana. Yeah, but we always have support, a lot of support as well from Universitas Muhammadiyah Bandung as well. So thank you so much, yeah, to all our liaison, yeah, and also presenters from those universities as well. So of course, again, I would like to welcome everybody, yeah, for joining us. Yeah, this is our seventh time, yeah, conducting Iccomah. We started with a physical one actually before in Penang many years back. And then we started with online, fully online, starting in 2020. And from there, we continue to do it online. Yeah, otherwise, it's very difficult to bring Rick over here. Yeah, so now Rick can be with us. Yeah, at any time. I mean, of course, the time difference. Yeah, but we can simply have it as long as Rick say yes, yeah? As long as our keynote speakers, all of you can say yes, yeah, to this program. So thank you again, yeah, to all of us for being here today. Okay, so basically for this program today, we have two parts of the program. Yeah, so the first part is the keynote speech slots, yeah, where we have four keynote speakers from three countries, yeah. And then the next session will be the award announcement. Yeah, so for this conference we offer quite a number of awards, yeah. So be ready, and we will announce the winners for example, best paper for different categories, for professionals and academics, for postgraduates, yeah, and also for undergraduates, for example. We also have best presentation award for pre-recorded presentation. Yeah, and also we have also best award, best presenter award for live presentation, and we have also several others, yeah, including the fastest full paper submission award as well. So I think that one is um different, yeah, and unique, yeah, as compared to maybe other conferences don't offer that. We also offer best presenter for parallel sessions, yeah, where the parallel sessions we actually conducted based on themes, yeah, and based on the pre-recorded video. So actually we have a lot of awards, yeah, to offer, and I hope you are excited, yeah, as well. And if let's say you are representing your group, yeah, for example, and if you have your paper is written by 4 or 5 people, so ask all your co-authors to join us as well today. Yeah, so it's not we are not actually able to bring you. I think this is the first time, yeah, we're able to bring 4 keynote speakers at one time. So sometimes you can only have 2, yeah. So we are very lucky today, yeah, to have all the keynote speakers with us. Okay, so um, I would like to continue. Yeah, so of course, yeah, by welcoming you, I have to also welcome and introduce to you, yeah, all our speakers. So the first speaker for today, yeah, for the keynote speech session will be Dr. Richard Vogel. So I will read and introduce, yeah, the biodata, a brief one about Dr. Rick, so that it will help you to understand what Dr. Rick has to say after this by knowing him first. Okay, so Dr. Richard Vogel, yeah, is an old friend of mine. Yeah. He is a media literacy researcher and educator from Illinois, United States. So Dr. Richard, recently retired from his position as associate professor and program director in communication and media at Lincoln Memorial University in Harrogate, Tennessee, USA. Prior to his time at LMU, and in addition to teaching a range of media and communication courses, he was a consulting producer at a 2 and award-winning news program. He also wrote, produced, and directed corporate videos, directed university sports programming, and produced several public service announcements. His primary research interest focuses on the promotion of media literacy and critical thinking education as topics that should be taught throughout a young person's curriculum from K-12. He teaches a range of media writing, production, theory courses, and public speaking, and has produced a skit comedy show. He also teaches media law and production along with writing courses for news and creative content. Richard was previously invited to present talks in China, Thailand, Malaysia, and Myanmar, and also an online conference in Paris. He now designs and teaches media courses online through Jinan University in Guangzhou, China. In 2018, he received a Fulbright scholarship. That's where I get to know Rick, yeah, Dr. Rick, from the State Department of the United States. During that Fulbright, he spent 4 months in Bangkok focusing on creating media literacy curricula for grades K-12. He was honored to present his findings to the Ministry of Education of Malaysia. Okay, so I hope that introduces our first keynote speaker for today, Dr. Richard Vogel. So, Rick, are you ready for your session?
I think I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay, great. So the floor is yours, Rick. Silakan. Silakan
Thank you.
means floor is yours.
Thank you. And good evening to everybody. I appreciate you being here. Wish I could join you in Malaysia. I had a wonderful week there in 2018 where I had a chance to present. I mentioned my idea for media literacy. We'll talk more about this later. A little brief introduction. Here you see where I am in America on the border of Illinois and Missouri. If you've ever heard of Chicago, I live real close to that. And that's where my daughter is too. I wish she could, she's working, so she can't be here tonight. I'd love for her to join us all. Next slide, please. What am I doing? Yeah, next. Thank you. That's just a close up of where I am. On the left side of the screen, I'm right on the Mississippi River. one of the biggest rivers in America. We watch beautiful sunsets from there. I just thought, anyway, I just wanted to show a little bit of where I was. Next slide, please. I want to give credit. The presentation you're going to hear tonight, some of my thoughts, came from conversations and ideas with Dr. Glenn Hubbard of Eastern Carolina University in North Carolina. He and I have presented on this topic, and we're presenting again next year at the Broadcast Education Association Conference, this international conference in Las Vegas. Over the past year, he and I have been working on this topic, and I've specifically looked at our media ecosystem, how it's changed, and we've considered what we need to know about that media ecosystem, about the new media as we use it today, so we can better anticipate the effects of the sum total of digital media. What is the media doing? How has it changed? How has our experience changed with it? And what must we do as educators? What must regulatory bodies do to regulate it better? So next slide, please. What you see here, is in America, among the media choices we have to listen to, view, hear news. It does not include the hundreds of podcasts and all the YouTube channels and other channels. It's just places we go for news. And on the far left of the screen, I'm not sure if you're seeing, but anyway, I'm using a cursor. I don't think that's coming through. On the far left of the screen, on the very bottom, you see those media sources that are the least credible and most extreme left wing. On the right side of the screen, you see those news sources that are least credible and most conservative. There's a lot between most conservative to most liberal, and many on both sides that lack credibility, that lack factual content. The plate where I go for news is in the middle of your screen. I wish I can't blow it up for you right now, but you see there are many places to go in America and around the world for fair, balanced news coverage from actual journalists. It has become more difficult to find those places to go for actual journalism done by good journalists. And that's a whole story perhaps for another day we'll talk more about. I'll be addressing that a little bit here. So here's just small fraction of where we in America and maybe the world go to for media. The point is we're getting a lot of different media. It's unlikely that two of us in this room from various countries are watching the same media. Even my friends here in America, we don't watch the same content. So we all have different ideas of what is reality. It is important to realize, acknowledge that we don't share a common information, a common base. So when we talk about what's going on in the news, in the world, and whatever it might be, we often have a different set of facts, different information, sometimes from credible, sometimes non-credible sources. And that is among the concerns we'll address here today. Next slide, please. So this presentation, I'd love to come here and give you all the answers, things you need to know to move forward. But as we look at our new media ecosystem, it's not a matter of, well, we don't have the answers, because first we have to figure out the questions. So next slide. I'm going to offer you questions, things we need to know, and explain a little bit of why we need to know those things. Next slide. So just briefly, when I was here in 2018, I had the honor of speaking to the Ministry of Education, where I presented my ideas for a curriculum for critical thinking education, leading to media literacy education. But it was not going to be one semester, one course, one 3-hour session. It was going to be 12 years of critical thinking and media literacy education. It is my thought then and now, we need to make sure the next generation of young people know how to do critical thinking and then know how to find accurate information to base their decisions on. Around the world, to know we are making an informed vote, to know we're making an informed decision on our own health care or on any other issue. We need to know where to go for valid information. Next, please. So that's again the same picture. This was, by the way, a radio show I had a great pleasure to do when I was in KL, and we talked about media literacy and other topics. And again, talks about me presenting my my presentation. Next panel, please. Next, yeah, thank you. Here is how the medium reshapes the message. Here is the medium we have today. So in the middle of that screen, you see a simple message. The meeting is rescheduled for tomorrow. Our perceptions of information have changed. That we go from the meeting is rescheduled to meeting is postponed. And then there's a global impact. What does this mean? And on the right, the media takes every simple message and runs with it, sometimes with logical conclusions, sometimes illogical conclusions, because they get clicks. The more they can stir up confusion, fear. So the media has changed a lot. We can't just communicate one to another, one to a group, because the media gives us so many different ways to understand, to integrate that information, and for others to manipulate that information to stir up whatever they want to, whether it's, again, fear, paranoia, or perhaps just adding different bits of information which may or may not be valid. Next slide, please. So, and I apologize, your slides are showing up different than I did on mine. And I apologize again, some of the words are covered up. But this talks about our greatest fear and our greatest hope for what new media and my media might bring. On the left, we have a fear of what the media could be. We have fear of the media giving us very few messages, controlled by very few. Large corporations controlling media content. And that media helps us do a better job of feeling fear, outrage, division, and an inferred need to obey. That is, for many, a realistic fear of what the mass media have become. Not everywhere, not all mass media, but a lot of it. On the right side, we had the ideal of what the media could be, where a young person we see here looking at the internet for multiple perspectives, feeling empowered, feeling united, finding truth, finding people who just want to share over making a profit, content that expands our mind. There was a mass media and what we hoped our new media, what I call my media, what you would call your media, what we would get from it. But then we got the reality. Next slide, please. We had, again, our fear. We had one message for everyone. We had conflict. What my media has become, or we want to be surrounded by what feels safe. We want to be surrounded by people not challenging our beliefs, not giving us new things to believe, not giving us facts outside what we plan. We never hear opinions that make us feel bad. It is a lot of getting our own opinions reinforced. Why? Well, there's something called cultivation bias. Cultivation bias is where we tend to engage with content that agrees with us, engage with content that makes us comfortable. The idea of the media is that, ideally, we get information from a lot of different sources, a lot of different points of view. We have an informed opinion. But my media, your media today, allows us to stay safe with the information, with the knowledge we feel comfortable with. And that has some strong implications. When we have a lot of people, and forgive me a second, let me get a little drink here. Please forgive me. When I had COVID some years ago, one of the things I lost with my voice goes away quite often now. So I apologize for that. So we have what my media has become, where we got our own opinions reported back to us. We never get new information, and we are often told why the other side is wrong. I'm going to give you a personal belief. The truth lies between the two extremes. Hearing from extreme right and extreme left will not lead us to truth, but the media will often give us what they think will make us happy and keep us tuned in by giving us an ability to go to our own bias. Next slide, please. So a term, again, forgive me. I don't know all your background, so forgive me if you have covered this many times in your life. But a media ecosystem is a complex combination of print, broadcast, digital, social media that work together to create a self-referential information environment. Our media ecosystem is a complex, interconnected, dynamic network of traditional media. By traditional, or what we call legacy media, would be print, broadcast television, maybe cable television. And it would also look at our media ecosystem, would look at digital platforms, social media, streaming. It would look at the content creators that give us things to look at, the audience, the advertisers that interact to produce, distribute, and consume information. These systems operate to a natural ecosystem. Changes in one part of that ecosystem affect us all. Next slide, please. I want to define self-referential, something that describes a sentence, life story that refers to itself. Essentially, taking all this, it is taking new information and understanding it by comparing it to our own. People often use self-referencing to understand the world by anchoring new information to their own experience and memories, defining the new by what we already know, what we're comfortable with, by defining the old. Next slide, please. It's a cognitive tendency. We're more comfortable to look at new information and defining it to our own experience and memories. That's what self-referencing, understanding a new world by defining it to the old. We understand what is new by referring to what is old. We use legacy media ideas, old media ideas of print, broadcast, cable TV. We use legacy media to explain a new media reality, a new media ecosystem. Next slide, please. Perhaps to understand the potential benefits and consequences of our new media ecosystem, we need to move away from self-referential tendencies, move away from concepts and constructs derived from legacy media, move away from the familiar to examine the unknown. We need to look at our new media ecosystem for its realities. We need to understand what questions to ask. So here are some questions we need to consider. If we're going to research, if we're going to know our new media ecosystem, if we're going to anticipate its effects on us and the people in our classrooms, we need to ask some questions before we can understand its implications. Next slide to our first question, I believe. Next slide. First question. How do we measure audiences in a new media ecosystem? In America, we have always measured ratings by what we call the Nielsen ratings. I think they're somewhat international, but they look at who watches what show. It measured television. We had another company, Arbitron, that measured broadcast radio ratings. Nielsen still does cable ratings, but now we have to look at what people are watching by medium, by what platform, by what content provider. We're not just watching traditional TV and radio by a long shot. The people who have cut the cord in America is significant. It's down to about 30% of America, and I need to find that stat. Only about 30% of America are watching broadcast, cable, or satellite. 70% are streaming their content from a range of sources. And I have not cut the cable, but I spend a lot of time streaming. I have a lot of different material coming in. So we need to look at what medium, what platform, what content provider, how much time do they spend watching, the context of the viewing. The context of the viewing is important. By context, I mean, do we watch it by ourselves? Do we watch it with our friends? Do we watch it with our family? How we watch the media changes our context of how we receive it, how engaged we are with it. Do we watch media as something to talk about with our friends? Or do we watch it to learn? Do we watch it to get our viewpoints reinforced? Here in America, we have a number of media companies, Fox News and MSNBC, the two most popular, that are news companies that appeal to the extreme right, the extreme left, and give them what they want to reinforce their opinions. And there are many other such companies here in America and around the world. We have to look at the demographics, and we have to look at psychographics. Psychographics meaning how people feel, what is their emotional state, and how does the media feed into, help, or maybe hurt their emotional state. There are many people that watch so much social media and watch so much perhaps negative news coverage that there's the American Psychological Association has diagnosed a disorder from people that engage too much with social media and get overwhelmed by negative, difficult information. News is by nature has difficult information, but when we engage with it 24/7, and of course, news only wants to tell us the worst. When they give us that information, we are limited in our abilities to find ways to get away from it. If we're constantly engaging, we're not spending time to get away. So how do we measure audiences? And not only by what they watch, how much they watch, but by how they watch it, their demographics and the psychographics, the emotion that they bring into it, the emotion they take out of it. Next slide, please. It's hard to know the effect of the collective media without knowing what content or sources are having the effect. What is causing the effect they're having? Media effects is by far not a new thing. We've been analyzing that for about 100 years now almost. But now we have a new media to look at with different effects we maybe have not anticipated. Next slide. How do we know why uses and gratifications? Why we choose the medium, platform, the content? What motivates us to change? And how do we watch content? Do we watch it on monitors? Like in my living room, I have a pretty big TV because that's the way I prefer to watch my media content. But many of you, many of our students, many people around the world watch it perhaps on their iPad, their tablets, maybe watch it on their phone, and for different purposes. What are the benefits? Why do people watch media? In other words, next slide. Figure out the uses and gratifications of the media. Why do we choose that medium, that platform, that content? Why do we choose the way we view content? The experience we have watching content on our phone is entirely different from the experience we have watching on a big screen. The quality of our communication depends on what we use to communicate. There is a theory, I believe I referred to it coming up, media richness theory. So if you text me a message and say, how you doing? And my answer is, I'm okay. What you will take away from that is, I'm okay. But what you don't get from that is any rich content. Maybe I'm saying a big sigh, I'm okay. Forgive me, I'm not a great actor, but I'm okay. Well, how I've said it might lead you to wonder if I'm telling the truth and if there's something going on. The more information we have in our communication, the more we can actively interpret it. So the way we view content changes the way we engage with it, changes the way what we learn from it. Next slide, please. Uses and gratifications theory. People are active, goal-oriented consumers who consciously select media to satisfy psychological and social needs. The question is, what needs are viewers, listeners, readers getting from their media content? Has it changed? Well, we had very few media to choose from back when I was a 17-year-old high school senior. I had 3 or 4 TV stations in New York City where I lived. But now our students have, all of you have hundreds of options. And research shows we are active, goal-oriented consumers. Sometimes we just turn on stuff to kill time, but sometimes we do it to learn, to engage, to be fascinated, maybe to be pacified, maybe to take a break from the onslaught of information that scares us. We have a lot of reasons, different reasons, why we use media. The focus used to be what media do to people. Now research asks what people do with media, looking at motivations such as information gathering, entertainment, social interaction, and identity. These are among the many things we get from media content. Next slide, please. Are our needs as individual as our media usage habits? We used to be able to define media usage habits more easily because there were fewer media outlets to choose from. Now, all of us have a unique schedule for what we watch. I'm pretty sure all of us in here, wherever we're from, watch different content, different times for different purposes. Nothing wrong with any of that. But do we need to find a way to look at what individuals get from the media and not think about the broader usage that a collective group gets? Because our needs, our media usage habits are as individual as all of us in here today. Next slide, please. Another question, what are the motivations of content creators? Do they want to persuade change? Do they want to inform the government? Entertain? I'm sorry, the slide changed. I'm reading this because it changed. Persuade, create or deter social change, inform or promote current government, entertain or oppose the current government, incite. Forgive me, when this PowerPoint got sent a little bit ago, it changed the formatting. So I apologize for any confusion there. But again, persuade, create or deter social change, inform, promote current government, entertain, oppose the current government, maybe incite, as some media do here in America. And in Ireland, I believe it was yesterday, where some social media posts led to violent anti-immigration protests. Next slide, please. So how about motivations we haven't considered, whether they're pro-social or anti-social? Are there other reasons to create content? We talk about the motivations we have for consuming content. Now we have to better understand those who create the content, what they're trying to accomplish. What motivations we haven't considered. Next slide. Monetization, or people making money by getting us to watch, listen, engage. What's the cost to society? How far will people go to make money online? Are they willing to incite? Are they willing to lie, mislead, take things out of context? Perhaps. And that is one of the dangers we have in understanding why people create content. What are they trying to get out of it? Next slide. How do we examine, question number 4, how do we examine the media experience based on how the content is consumed? How do we measure the media experience? The gratifications that the audience gets. How do we measure the levels of engagement, emotional engagement, intellectual engagement? Does media richness, what I mentioned before, depend on how the media is consumed? Do people get more information? Depends on whether they watch on their phone, on their tablet, on the big screen. Does it change how people experience the content? Next slide. Does agenda existing media theories? Question number 5. I've taught media theory when I came to Thailand, Malaysia, and my speeches in China, Myanmar, and anyway, elsewhere. I talked about media theories, a number of media theories. But do those media theories change? Are they still valid? Agenda setting. Agenda setting is whatever the media put out in the front page of the newspaper, the first stories of a newscast, whatever they put up front, whatever they put up top, we thought were the most important stories going on. However, since we're all watching different media, most all getting our news from various sources, does agenda setting work? Is there any common experience of what we perceive the most important stories to be? Is agenda setting still valid? That we collectively agree on what the most important issues are? Or are agenda atomized, individualized? Do we all see different answers to the question, what's the number one top 5 issues affecting our area, our country, our world? Does cultivation theory work? Cultivation theory is a theory that suggests we analyze and understand culture and society by what we watch on media. The more media content we watch, the more we think the media represent reality. If we watch a lot of violent programming on television, we tend to believe that we live in a more dangerous, violent society. Cultivation theory. The media cultivate our sense of reality. How many different versions of reality do we have based on all the different media content we watch and engage with? In fact, that we all watch something different, again, not a bad thing, not a harmful thing, but we all have different versions of our surrounding culture, society, world. We have different ways to look at it. Does parasocial interaction, my dissertation topic, does that work in a transient, ever-changing media ecosystem? Parasocial interaction is when we create connections with media persona. We think of them as our friends and we value them. The question is, are those relationships going to change? Can we develop relationships with media persona? Sometimes those relationships were good. And there was a gentleman that was the anchor for CBS News, highest rated news in America in the 70s and 80s. Everybody liked him and everybody trusted him. He was voted the most trusted man in America. Do other countries have that person anymore that we can develop relationships with, and they have earned our trust? We know they would never lie to us. Do we have that here and elsewhere? Next question. Next slide, I'm sorry. Is online media a medium in itself? Marshall McLuhan in the late 60s, early 70s said the medium was the message. The medium changes how we interpret the message. Does online content create an image of a scary world with endless input of information and related threats? Does online content, collectively, all the media we consume, create a collective image of a very scary world with the endless input of information and related threats? I'm among those that get occasionally overwhelmed with negative, scary media content. And to what effect does this have on us and to our students and to perhaps, I have a daughter. I worry about what she gets from the media. Next slide. What new theories will emerge from our study of these phenomena? Grounded theory is an option. Sometimes we can't work on existing theory to create new. I have proposed in different groups. We have a lot of research to do based on these and the last few questions I have here. Perhaps we need to do grounded theory where we collect data and find out what we learn, find out what we don't know. Next slide, please. So here is kind of an example where two people, by the way, these are not actual people. AI created these people. AI is a whole different topic for another time. But the APA, the American Psychological Association, is asking, are we overwhelmed? Does that affect us psychologically? The APA has concluded for some people, the overwhelming onslaught of constant information is affecting us emotionally, intellectually, psychologically. And what are the implications, short and long term, for being bombarded by media content and sometimes feeling more than a little overwhelmed by it? Next slide. How do we define, and I'm giving a presentation on this, a couple of presentations this year on this topic. How do we define what a journalist is? When I was growing up a long time ago, we knew what a journalist was. It was that man, Walter Cronkite, who every night when he talked, we knew the news. We knew he never lied. We knew he was fair. We knew he was not biased. But today, we have a lot of different versions of what a journalist is. A blogger who posts stuff. Many people consider that a blogger a journalist. Nobody's fact checking. I'm a blogger. Nobody fact checks me. Now, I hope you'll trust me. I do my best to never lie. I have made errors, but I always correct them. But how do we define what a journalist is? How do we assure we have a truly informed public, not just a partisan public? How do we develop sufficient critical thinking to help us determine what a journalist is? How do we define that person that gives us information to know the information is fair, unbiased, and credible? Next slide. How can we move forward and have an informed population without media literacy? Another question related to this, what forces in each country, including America, inhibit media literacy? And that is some research I'm working on right now. There is media literacy education being proposed in America. Most all of it, in my opinion, doesn't nearly do enough. But will we need critical thinking media literacy skills to guarantee the next generation have the skill set to determine fair, unbiased information so they are informed voters, informed people that do the best they can for their family? Next slide. Sorry. Given the broad potential motivation of creating content, given the opportunities for ethical lapses from creators, how could there be a reliable fact-checking instrument for audiences? Who would run it, and how could it be protected from corruption? I go to various places to make sure if I read something, it's valid. I don't want to give bad information to anybody in any medium. So what could we do to guarantee a reliable fact-checking instrument for all of us? Next question. Next slide. Related to that, where will AI go? Can we trust AI as a non-corrupt, almost infallible source? Will it ever be legitimate to elevate AI to that ideal role of doing our fact-checking for us? About a year ago, I gave AI a question. Write a paper for me on media literacy. Write a paper for me on fairness doctrine, another thing I've researched. I'd give both papers a B because 80% of those papers were good content. 20% was invalid content. Next question, next slide. Is there a need to guarantee access to online content for every resident to guarantee an equal playing field in terms of access to information? Without a guarantee of access to all citizens, can the promises and potential of new media be met? What in America or other countries is being done to maximize the access to online content? There are some people that choose not to ever go online. But for those that do go online, those that want information, is there a motivation for each country, each region, to guarantee their citizens access to content? Without such a guarantee of access, can we truly say we have an informed public? Next. What will be the role of AI in content creation, curation, and fact-checking? Who will monitor AI content to assure it's truthful, ethical, and appropriate? Who is qualified and can develop standards to decide appropriate messaging? A whole separate topic is the future of AI, what it might look at to determine whether it's factual, valid. How do we know when AI content is fair, unbiased? How do we know when it goes into dangerous content? A lot of research currently in America of people using AI for guidance, for counseling, for psychological therapy, and a number of cases where AI has promoted suicide, self-harm to people. not an individual. Nobody's writing that. AI. So potential of AI needs to be realized. And forgive me, I think my allotted time is probably over. I want to make sure we're okay. I know there are a lot of people who have a lot of it. Uh, I know we want to have time for everybody. So yeah, so I make sure we're okay before I continue. I have a few more slides. Okay, well, we get to this is next slide. Next slide. Next one. This is some of what's going on in AI. And all of those the ideas of um, AI has a lot of potential for great things. AI has a lot of potential for causing harm. AI has a lot of potential in general. United States Congress is doing work to regulate it. They can't agree on anything, and the same issue is going to come up around the world. So thank you for your time. I hope I didn't take up more than I was supposed to, and I'd be glad to answer any questions. I'm looking at the chat right now. If anybody wants to put anything down there, please let me know what you'd like to do next.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for your
so
time.
much. Thank you so much, Rick, for the presentation just now. We're so excited to listen to the presentation so that we can have something directly from the US so we can get to know your views as well. Yeah. So what Dr. Rick has presented to us just now is about the change in media ecosystem from mass media to or legacy media to my media, which has changed the entire way we consume and understand media content, and that lead to uh, a very dramatic change as well, in terms of in our culture and also in our society. And Rick has posted several important questions for us, and not giving the answer, but for to ensure that we know what to ask, correct questions, so that we can understand this issue. Yeah. So, is there any question? We may receive, I think, one or two questions. After this, Dr. Rick, we can have a picture with Dr. Rick together. After that, Dr. Rick can sleep first because in the US, it's nighttime now. Okay, any questions from any of you? Ya, silakan. Bisa juga dalam bahasa Indonesia. If you want to ask any questions in Indonesian, I can help translate as well to Dr. Rick. Or even in Malay, no problem. Or you can write the question in the chat box. That's also possible. Okay, if there's no question, maybe one question from me, Rick. When you mentioned just now about AI and how it changes the whole thing about media ecosystem as well. So I know you teach writing as well, writing for media. I teach writing for media as well. So far, it has been so challenging on my side because we know which what type of writing which is AI generated, how it is, and which one is purely from our students. So do you have this problem as well in the US? And then how do you deal with this? Because the students will argue, they will say, this is from their own writing, but I have actually put it on AI so that AI corrects my grammar and all those. But so how do you deal with this issue? And does it really happen as well over there, or how do you face it?
I had a chance to talk to faculty from China and elsewhere, and everybody's having the same problem. I am too. It is easy to figure out that's AI, harder to prove it definitively. And that's the
Mm,
problem. We've talked about an online content. What I would tell my students is that if receive a paper and there's a word I don't think they knew and they got it from AI, in class, I'll ask them to define the word. If they cannot
mm,
define the word in their paper, then they didn't write it. Something I could do in person because it's become so frustrating. In an online teaching environment, which I'm doing a lot of my teaching now, it's almost
mm,
impossible. And I need to share some blame here. It is not the school in China that I'm referring to, I mentioned where I was teaching. Another school I was teaching, I said, I believe some of this content is AI. And I asked, what do you want me to do about it? They said nothing.
Mm,
And that scares me more, that schools are sometimes not challenging, not asking the questions. But a
mm,
related question, is there a good place for us to go to check something and say, yes, it is definitely AI, not AI? I've had faculty who were told their work was AI generated when it was not. So
mm.
even those checking it get it wrong. So the
Oh,
frustration is everywhere because, as you know, the end result of our students doing work by AI is they are learning nothing. They they got that one assignment done, but they've not learned. And I think they need reminding. Without knowledge, their careers are over. Sure, they got it easy today, got it done. So it is a problem everywhere. I've talked to faculty all over America, faculty in several other countries. I wish it was just you and me were the only ones dealing with it, but that's not the reality. And the consequences are significant.
indeed. Okay, thank you, Rick, for the information. Yeah, just now, I'm so worried when teaching writing now because I know it seems like my students are they can write much better than me. That's good if they write it by themselves, but I know it is AI generated, and we can see also the case is also the same in the states as well, and that's surprising. I think the academic world need to do something. So let's think and conduct a research maybe, Rick, about this. We have like a bunch of communication scholars as well in this team. So let's see what we can work on that as well later.
I would enjoy working with anybody to, again, I have some research I want to do in grounded theory, asking the questions we asked today, and then figuring
Mm,
out what steps we take next. What's what I propose here today is before we can answer what we should do, we have to understand more about the situation we're in.
mm. Right, right. Hopefully, we will have that opportunity one day. Yeah. If you can be stationed in my university, it will be much better and easier. So we can discuss later with my boss, Dr. Yati. Okay, so let's have a picture together. Because each of a keynote speaker session, yeah, each of the keynote speech session, we will take a photo with the speaker, just in case if the speaker cannot continue to be online with us. Okay, so just on your camera, yeah, all of you. So Zahira can be ready as well, yeah, to help us to take the photos. Silakan, tafadhal. Yeah, I can see Brother Ibrahim, yeah, Mr. Harry, from maybe from Indonesia, Harry Azahari, uh, Madam Angelina, Dr. Nina is here as well. Hi, Dr. Nina. Uh, Dr. Nur Salmawati. Okay. Who else? Okay, you can switch on the camera, as I said, because it's nighttime in the evening, yeah, in the States. So after this, we let Rick to sleep first. Mr. Paraba, thank you so much, yeah, for being with us. Okay, Zahira boleh. Puan Akmal pun ada, Puan Haslina, ya. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Puan Aziah dah nampak. Okay, Dr.
Okay.
Margaret and Dania, we can only see your background. So if you can be with us as well together. Okay, silakan.
Okay.
Okay,
One,
Zahira kira. Hmm.
2, 3. Smile. One again. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay. Smile.
Mini love, Rick.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Rick also.
Okay, thank you so much, Zahira. Thank you so much to Dr. Richard Vujal, our first keynote speaker for today. So, Rick, if let's say you want to rest first and have a sleep, no problem at all. But if you want to continue with us, yeah, please remain. Not a problem as well. You're most welcome. Thank
I
you
do
so
want to
much.
apologize to all other speakers today. As I mentioned earlier, I had a minor medical procedure. It is 10 o'clock p.m. my time, so I won't be able to make it through everybody. I want to apologize to everybody on that.
No problem, Rick. We understand. Thank you so much for your participation today and for the sharing. We appreciate it. We hope everything goes well as well, yeah, for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we will continue, our session for today with the second keynote speaker. Zahira, boleh share the slides. So this is actually my colleague and also my boss, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hayati
Yes,
Rafida.
it's me. So inshallah, I think I will share the slide from my side.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, all right. So, doktor want to share straight away, that's possible as well. So, Zahira kena turunkan dulu. Yeah, but while Dr. Yati is doing that, let me introduce Dr. Yati, our second keynote speaker for today. Associate Professor Dr. Nohayati Rafida Abdul Rahim has been a lecturer in the communication program at the Faculty of Leadership and Management, University Science Islam Malaysia since 2002. Her research and publications primarily focus on negotiation, halal communication, organizational communication, and environmental communication. She holds a bachelor degree in mass communication broadcasting major from University Technology Mara UiTM and a Master of Science in Corporate Communication from University Putra Malaysia UPM. In 2016, she earned her PhD in Human Communication, which is in negotiation, yes, from UPM. She is actively involved in research, consultancy, publishing, and conferences at both national and international levels. Her first book, titled The Practice of Human Communication, was published by McGraw-Hill Malaysia. And additionally, she has also received research grants focusing on the intersection of stakeholder interests and the necessity for effective negotiation and communication within the context of human development, halal industries, and also tourism. So silakan Dr. Yati with your presentation, and also you can share your slide as well. Thank you. The stage
Alhamdulillah.
is yours.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Thank you very much to Dr. Suryani for that. That is very long, actually, introduction. It's supposed to be very brief. I am here, Hayati, with the experience, inshallah, in as a PR profession in industry for 7 years, actually, before I joined as academician. So there were a lot of I can see that there were a lot of changes in the past time since 1997, 1996, and mostly affected by the technological advancement, not only globally but also in Malaysia. So today I'm going to speak on crisis of meaning, communication philosophy in the digital era. I want to bring attention to from everyone towards what we are dealing today. We speak about AI mostly nowadays because we realize that ultimately people have doesn't have that genuine perhaps the idea is there, but now they jump into AI for some reasons. For example, to make life easier, we are lazy to use our mind to think, and perhaps we have lost trust in our own meaning. We lost trust. It's very dangerous when you started to be confused, or you start to lose trust in yourself about the meaning that you want to communicate. Then it becomes more critical. So what's happening nowadays, that's what I want to share with everyone today. When Dr. Rick mentioned in his presentation about engagement first, and Dr. Rick speak about engagement. We thought that we engage ourselves with people, whoever, or communities. We call communities on social media, website, we thought, we feel that we participate by responding to certain messages, but how that engagement create meaning. This is what I'm trying to, I would like to bring everyone to think about. And Dr. Lee also mentioned about at the same time, while we look at the engagement, we have this overwhelming of information, too much. And this is too much. Is we are not sure whether that's too much is good or too much is bad. So it affects the psychological part of ourselves as human being, to digest, to assess, yeah, what is actually happening, and you get confused between the facts and perhaps perception, yeah. So this is the point that I want to share with you. Wait, yeah. Allow me 1 minute, because it looks like the battery is going off. So hold on, yeah. Okay. Now, information, yeah, as what Dr. Rick also mentioned just now. Information now moves at incredible speed. Yeah, you can browse, you can ask AI. If you are so lazy to look at the webs, you can just ask AI what's happening. And I'm not sure you agree or not, but it makes it harder to everyone. Yeah. So the biggest challenge today is not the access to information, yeah, but maintaining people's attention and meaningful engagement. So this is the word, the same word with Dr. Rick that we mentioned just now. You just imagine that there are 3.2 billions of daily, yeah, the contents uploaded, and as human beings, we only, yeah, focus for 8 seconds. Yeah, for 8 seconds. And that 8 second somehow managed to, yeah, managed to influence our cognitive process, managed to divert our attention, and in fact change the meaning that we have defined much earlier. So it's too much. 3.2 billion, just imagine. Yeah. And even though 8 seconds, yeah, with average of human focus, that 8 second managed to trigger the system where they will give you what you need. Yeah, even though it's 8 second, but they will the system will detect what is your interest, and they will keep on giving you the same information. Yeah. So what has changed from I remember in 1996, we started, I think 1995, 94, we have this mobile, but we don't have smartphone. After 20 years, yeah, 5 mass communication field, yeah, journalism, broadcasting, public relations, advertising, publishing, yeah, it has changed the way we define our interest, define our focus, yeah, because for example, journalism, traditionally we have that gatekeeping and truth values, and especially in Malaysia is control, it's not to say the control, but there is a senior editor who will make sure that all the information is based on truth. Somehow that technological advancement has changed where we engage, but we filter that information and we will search more information, yeah, based on what we want. Okay, because based on what we believe in. We have options. We have more sources. Yeah. Regardless of the trustworthiness element of that information. The same goes to public relations. We hold tightly on brand image. We're speaking of reputation. That image as a brand, very important in our life, especially in organization who hold product and services. But somehow nowadays, for that technological advancement, using the use of social media, people are influenced by the likes, the virality of information, not the image, not the reputation that the companies the companies are working on. So even nowadays, companies struggle and try to go along with the trending, with the new culture of this technology, and Gen Z especially. But somehow we can see that trending becomes mostly similar to how they market about the product, but the image, we are talking about the image, whether that the brand image has been sustained, yeah, and understood by the customers, by people, by the communities. So all aspect of mass communication face and affected by the changes. Okay. The global share of human attention goes highly to algorithm feeds. Yeah. Sometimes actually we become more tired looking at those feeds, but somehow it goes on and keep on going on. So keep going on based on our interest. Streaming platforms is 25%, private messaging only 15%, and traditional media is way lower, is only 15%. That algorithm and mediation era where we the technological advancement itself have replaced human editors. Yeah, we are not capable anymore to control, and the content is no longer filtered by what is true, but what is most likely to go viral. And in fact, that 8 second has given them signals, given the system signals that we love this part. We like, for example, we like to watch anime. So you will see that most of the feeds for your page mostly about animation. If you like reading Quran, so the same thing happens. And then what matters at this moment, this modern era, the winning attention, is more important than the details. So you look at the how, but not looking at why elements. So without a shared understanding of what is happening, you don't really there's no alignment between the information, what you have seen, what do you want, what has been fed. So people can end up in digital bubbles where every school threatens what they already believe. So your mind becomes narrow, and not narrow in terms of the way we think, but the information has focused to what you believe in. And there's no neutral, or we say the freedom of ideas, the freedom of information being limited by this algorithm technique. So we experience this every day. we experience this every day, the understanding of communication becomes lower and lower. So we have less meaning in our communication. We only communicate what we think we want to. And you can see through the replies of any feeds, when they post something, the replies, you can see how that two groups, and there are two groups anticipate, but one is, maybe it's easier to say one is positive and one is negative. They do not know each other. They don't even see how the message affects others. They don't see. They don't see how the message affect others, and it's more selfish. It's more self centered. Not thinking about what those conversation will create, especially on the meaning. So who is the victim of this situation is first the one who uploads the message, and second is, maybe is even worse, is the community who is involved in that conversation. Slowly, it creates psychological impact. It creates the limitation of knowledge, yeah, because we keep on saying negative things rather than the truth. The truth can be negative, can be positive, but somehow when you start controlling the information towards what you want to believe, and it becomes more negative. So the philosophical of communication, one that has been I've been practicing in those days in 1990s, and now until 2020s, people people become very lazy to think about what they want to communicate. They become lazy and they just want to throw whatever they feel, and the meaning. That's why there's a crisis of meaning of what they should tell, that what they should communicate, and the other aspect of the perception is they feel that this is that this message has to be delivered without really understand the effect of the communication itself, the message itself. We learn in our class, for example, the contradictions of message. We learn when you say, for example, I love you, but the way the expression then becomes contradicts with when your expression contradicts with the message, that I love you becomes ataupun will be in another meaning. Yeah, whether is that the statement that you want to tell them when the expression contradicts. But somehow, that since we don't really have that face to face, we have it all online. The use of emojis, the use of words, capital, italic, bold, so many ways of doing this. That philosophy of communication is going down. This is not good, yeah, personally. But my speech is not about my personal opinion, but somehow I can see where we are getting to. I can see until from 1990s until 2020s, I can see how that changes have create what type of communities, regardless of the education, regardless of the status of the communities. So we need to be worried at this stage. What should we do? So what should we? How do we deal with this? as in academic world, we write, we have research. I like when Dr. Suryani invite Dr. Rich just now about doing a research collaboration, because research can get data and then we can suggest solutions. But we need to go deep and not only into the surface level of this digital effects, but we need to go deep, cognitive level, yeah, how that meaning is constructed whenever they communicate through digitals. So SEO focus, when we type certain message, yeah, you choose what do you want to see, and then the system itself will analyze, you will define what actually your interest, and make you going to a narrow size of communities where you only anticipate into certain communities but not others. So the three environment, which are the causes of that philosophical changes, has given a lot of not say a lot, but that meaning, the ability to create meaning has changed from why to only how. Yeah, I also mentioned in the beginning of my slide about why, we ignore about the why. We only focus on how. For example, that we look at accidents, a post on accidents. We focus on how it happens, the death. You can see the reply say how, how did it happen, yeah? And too little focus on why. It's not that they don't really ask about why factor, but too little focus on why. Why? Because that why is significant for meaning creation. So what happened is we ignore the elements of truth, and mostly we don't do this ethically. We misjudge, yeah, and then we interpret it into in different lenses, and mostly through individual lenses, not the global lenses, or even at the national level. We lost the meaning. Yeah, and meaning means based on truth, and therefore you will go to quantity. You will go to how many likes, what the virals is happening, and then feedbacks, replies. Yeah, so that metrics is more important than the meaning that you have got. Yeah, you have gotten from the post that you read. And not only about social media, but also in WhatsApp group. The closest to you is usually when you communicate is WhatsApp or Telegram. Different countries have different platforms to communicate. For example, here in Asia, for example, we use WhatsApp more than Telegram, and in more like Uzbek, even certain countries like Turkey, they use Telegram more than WhatsApp. So whichever platform they're using, the effect is still the same. Yeah, so you will prefer to agree or to believe in something that has more numbers. In fact, you will look at the followers, how many followers following. This Gen Z is very good at this kind of I would say this kind of cultures trending. Yes, trending. Speaking of cultures, yes, the environment that we deal nowadays has created not about meaning, but also has formed another culture. That's why we can see the difference between Gen X, Y, and Z, reflecting to this kind to this technological advancement. You can see it at the restaurant mostly. For example, you can see how that Gen Z can simply scan the QR and they can do it very fast, order foods. But for Gen X, even much earlier, we feel like still searching. Yeah, you don't really pick up easily about the functions. You understand, but because we don't see why. For Gen X, for example, we want to understand. You see, we want to understand about the menus. In fact, for the menus, it's simple, but in order for before we order, we need to understand. But we don't go straight to the name of the food. We need to know what are they. So there's nothing wrong about it, but the technological nowadays provides more or better for Gen Z, better in terms of the needs of the Gen Z, the capability of Gen Z. How about Gen X? How about Gen Y? There's another level that we need to understand. So we can see from 22, and we don't now, just now I'm talking about 1990s. Now, 2022 until 2023, the AI hype and content explosion. This is in Malaysia. Yeah. Not about, it's more advanced in other Western countries. But in Malaysia, we experienced about the AI. Not too much on 2022, but then 2024 to 2025, the engagement war and the truth decay is decreasing. Yeah. So now people ignored the element of truth. And I saw some there's one post on LinkedIn by Professor Bablu. The title is "The Truth, is it discovered or created?" See, it's very interesting. Yeah, when there's a question whether it is created or discovered. We become there's a conflicting moments when you anticipate with social media. Yeah, you struggle because at the end of the process, we want to have meaning, but it doesn't happen because the information that is being given to us more narrowed, and then more is biased because they can the system that algorithm has detected that what is your interest, so they will go to they will give you information that you believe in. Yeah, not about the whole things, or especially on certain issues. So in 2026, there is cognitive crisis. You can see how nowadays there's a lot of cases of psychological cases on at every layer: schools, primary schools, secondary schools, universities. Yeah, there's a fight within self. There's a fight within self about the meaning. Now, what we worried more is about hopefully we don't lost the meaning about life, the direction of life. You can see how the suicide cases increasing nowadays. So we should see what causes, yeah, the changes. What has caused the changes? Yeah. it's not like sudden, but it must be a process that we have started, that it has started much earlier that we didn't realize. So what we need to do in future, to have in future, is actually meaning-based communication models. This is what I'm suggesting. To let's find a model, or identify, or maybe we have to design a model that uh, focus on meaning-based communication. It's not only about delivery, but also the creation of meaning, the choice of information, the choice of information, to make sure that the community that we live in nowadays leverage the AI, the leverage the digital, our technological advancement more positive way. Yeah. So we don't want to lose. We don't say that we need to leave this technology and live in the cave, for example. No, that is not what I mean. What I mean is we need to leverage the AI, leverage the digital, become a strength, in fact, a positive factor in our life. So in this fragmented digital age, trust built on moral values is becoming the world's most valuable currency. Yeah? Prioritizing humanity is not an act of nostalgia, rather it is a key strategy for communication professionals to remain relevant and thrive. Yeah? What we lost is the meaning. Meaning means that it's not the meaning or it's not meaningful in terms of the truth, but it becomes meaningful into what we want to believe in. So in order to make sure that everyone has equal right to have truth or true information, so we need to focus on the meaning. So what is the answer? This is what I'm suggesting, is digital humanism. So as Dr. Rick just now mentioned about journalism aspect, the questions, I think that 8 questions can see that by Dr. Rick. My suggestion is to have an element of humanities in digital, which looks at the ethics, which looks at the moral values, and then we look at the truth, as which can work as in a model to create meaning, the meaning that upholds the quality of our communities, everywhere, not only in Malaysia but also in other countries, because I believe that every country deals with the same crisis. So the crisis of meaning is not that we have too little information, but that we have lost the philosophical anchor to interpret it. Yeah? Communication without philosophy is merely noise with a budget. We after a certain stage, then we become too focused, we become biased, we become more we try to avoid information that we don't need it. We feel that we don't need, but we have to know that. So let's look at the nowadays the culture of reading. You read through whatever that comes or cross the page of yours, but the knowledge that we need to understand, the knowledge that we need to have before we understand something, some issues, has been neglected. So I leave to everyone for questions. If you I invite any questions from the floor. Let's see how the crisis actually happening among us. So with that, thank you very much, everyone, for being with me. I will open this to question, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yati, for the presentation just now. So, Dr. Yati has presented about basically how digital era has transformed mass communication from a pursuit of shared understanding into some kind of algorithm-driven competition for attention, which creating a kind of crisis of meaning that demands a renewed commitment for the philosophical foundations of truth, ethics, and also human communication. So that was a heavy topic. So I think maybe some of you would have any questions. Yeah. So silakan. Yeah. If you have anything, you can ask in Malay. You can ask also in Indonesian language. I can help to translate. And Dr. Yati also can understand Indonesian and Malay language. Silakan. Should you have any question, please?
Saya ada soalan, Doktor.
Oh, silakan Zahira. Yeah, you can ask in Malay. No problem.
Okey, terima kasih banyak, Doktor. Okey, ini berkenaan dengan algoritma. So, jadi apa yang saya nampak untuk masa kehadapan untuk kritikalnya komunikasi ni berkaitan dengan algoritma, kita akan menghadapi, manusia akan berkomunikasi dengan sistem lah, bukan dengan manusia. Dan interaksi tu membuatkan realitinya kita berkomunikasi dengan manusia melalui lensa algoritma. Maksudnya bukan kat sini yang saya ingin masukkan, bukan terus dengan sistem, tapi manusia, algoritma di tengah, kemudian baru manusia.
Yes.
So jadi apa kritikalnya perkara ni yang kita daripada sekarang boleh maksudnya untuk cara untuk mengenali ataupun cara untuk adapt dengan cara yang betul. Silakan, Doktor. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Zahira. For information, Zahira is also my student. So thank you very much for that question. This is what we are lacking of from the beginning, especially for communication students, our communication program, because we are not given fully understanding of the philosophical understanding of communication for communication. So basically, we have to go back to why do we communicate? Why do we communicate? And we understand traditionally we go by channels. The medium is the channel. When that time maybe radio, television, telephone. We don't have WhatsApp. We don't have social media. But nowadays, through this digital advancement, and now it has been filtered by algorithm. Filtered meaning that information we communicate, we reply with the posts that come across to our page, all filtered by this algorithm based on our interest. So to know how do we deal with this is to understand why we want to get involved ourselves into that conversation. For example, for replies, we need to see the position of our position into that conversation. For example, we want to talk about, we want to give to send replies on certain emotion. So we need to understand why do we communicate? Why do we want to reply? Either to hurt them, either to help them. So we know that through that page or through that platform, it becomes meaningless because it's not directly to the people or to the person that we want to talk to. So in order to deal with the algorithm, we have to go back to the values, the approach, the human approach. So we need to go back to the tradition. There are certain things that we need to deal with them, not through this kind of communication. Email, for example, email is good. Email is good, but to converse through this, I think what Zaira is asking about social media, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So now people become lazy and they don't want to think about that. Why they communicate? Why they post replies? that understanding become less and less. And that worries me, and we should be worried. All of us should be worried, and more than I think not only about interpersonal. Dr. Rick mentioned about journalism aspect, how they become our journalists nowadays, where they have got the information from, for example. So the understanding of the philosophy of communication is very important. For me, is important. So then we know what is our role at that particular time. What is our role to communicate with others? So for you, inshallah, as communication scholars, communication background, it's very important for us to uh, look back at this, the understanding why do we communicate, and then the role that we play when we communicate. Hope it helps, Zahira.
Thank you, Dr. Yati. Thank you, Zahira, for the question. So maybe to wrap up what Dr. Yati said and also to respond to the question from Zahira, we can say that when McLuhan reminds us that medium is the message before, it's still relevant in terms of technology and digital communication itself, but now maybe we have gone through a different era, yeah, that is maybe the network is the message now, and also algorithm itself is also becoming message now as compared to merely medium as the message.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Soom.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yati, for the presentation. So we will take a picture with Dr. Yati together. Please, please on your camera here for a while. As I said, each of the session with our keynote speaker, we will take a picture, yeah, just in case our speaker cannot continue to be with us. So we will have a memory with them. Yeah, silakan. Okay, Zahira, boleh?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, mini love. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Zahira.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dr. Yati, for the presentation.
Most
Yeah, just
welcome.
now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So let's go to the third keynote speaker. So we have Dr. Tresna Wiwitan. Doctor, are you okay? Can we hear you? Say yes to us.
Okay,
Okay.
that's it.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. So I will introduce our third speaker for today, Dr. Tresna Wiwitan, the head of the Bachelor's Program in Communication Studies, Faculty of Communication Science, Universitas Islam Bandung, Unisba, Indonesia. So Dr. Tresna is also my old friend. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being with us today. Her educational background is in the Faculty of Communication Sciences with a focus on public relations and research experience in the fields of public relations, marketing, service communication, and corporate communication. Her dissertation and research basically focus on marketing public relations activities at private Islamic universities and also research related to the field of service communication at private universities in West Java. So in this presentation, she will present also her research experience. No, I mean, what has she gone through so far? Yeah. So those research experience is further strengthened by serving as the head of public relations at Unisba from 2010 to 2013 and the head of communication and Public Relations Department at Unisba from 2018 to 2021. So for the past 2 years, Dr. Tresna has been delving into media monitoring research and corporations, with one of the roadmap initiatives being to study the utilization of media monitoring in the communication strategies of private universities. Currently, she is conducting research on the impact of digital promotion on the decision to choose Unisba, a 2026 thesis grant project. Additionally, since 2017, she has served as one of the assessors, for the public relations management scheme at the Unisba ULSP. So we would like to welcome Dr. Tresna. Silakan Doktor, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Siti, for opportunities for me in Iccomah 2026. Dr. Siti, Dr. Hayati, Dr. Rina, they all my best friend in museum. Thank you. Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege for me to join Iccomah 2026 as a keynote speaker. The presentation today is based on our research in 2025 using media monitoring to identify strategic public issue. Okay.
Okay, Doctor, we can see your slide. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Focus research, our research how media monitoring has evolved from communication support function into a strategic intelligence system for identify public issues for government public relation. Okay. Yes. Yeah. The era of media convergence has dramatically accelerated the pace of information flow, creating both opportunity and risk for government institution. Today, government have unprecedented range of communication challenges such as hoax, misinformation, reputation crisis, and growing public distrust. Government PR can no longer function as a one-way information broadcaster. PR must actively listen to the public, read involving public opinion, and respond to emerging issues in the real time. PR talk about reputation, building, protection, and restoring reputation. Why does media monitoring matter for organization? The first, early media monitoring used for early warning system. Detect emerging issue, negative sentiment, and potential crisis before they escalate, allowing organization to respond proactively rather than reactively. The second, performance measurement. Evaluate the reach and impact of communication campaign, press release, and public statement across all media channel in the real time. And media monitoring can use for reputation management, track how the organization is perceived by media, stakeholder, and the public, and make data-driven adjustment to protect institutional credibility. And then media monitoring used for strategic decision support, provide leadership with actionable intelligence that inform policies communication, stakeholder engagement, and crisis management decision. My research object, the first analyze the process, how media monitoring is operationalized with a government PR context from data collection to analysis and reporting. The second, review strategic utilization, how media monitoring output are used to identify and prioritize strategic public issue that require institutional attention and response. And then explain implementation, how media monitoring is practically implemented with the government PR system of Bandung City. Okay. Methodology in our research, we use qualitative method, case study in government PR of Bandung City, as the primary research object, and data collection technique, in-depth interview, direct observation, and document study. Okay. Result and discussion from our research. This is the finding. The media monitoring process model. This model began from data collection, scan all media channel continuously, such as from social media and digital media, and then filtering and analyzing categories, topics, sentiment, and reach, and then reporting, produce intelligence brief for leadership, report a made-from warning for leadership, and respond planning, develop strategic communication action. This is the finding one from our research. Okay. Key finding. We found a new role for media monitoring. Media monitoring is involved into a public communication intelligence system, from passive archive to active intelligence, rather than serving merely as a historical archive of press clipping. Media monitoring is government PR has transformed into a dynamic looking forward intelligent function. Finding 2, utilization of media monitoring. The first, issue detection and prioritization. Media monitoring enable PR team to detect emerging public concern early, trace their significant and direct leadership attention to issues with the highest reputational or political impact. And then, narrative saving. By understanding dominant media frame and public sentiment, government communicator can craft responsive narrative that address citizen concern and correct misinformation before it solidifies. And then, stakeholder mapping. Monitoring revolve which voice journalists, community leader, online influencer, shaping public discourse, enabling targeting, and more effective stakeholder engagement strategies. Media monitoring for crisis communication. We found media monitoring we use for early warning signal. Media monitoring acts as the first line of defense in crisis situation. And then crisis response enablement. Real-time monitoring during an active crisis allow government PR team to track narrative evolution, measure the reach of official response, and adjust messaging dynamically to ensure accurate information reaches the public faster than misinformation can spread. Okay. This is from of crisis response through media monitoring. Media monitoring we use for clarification and fact checking, and then stakeholder communication, platform specific response, and escalation protocol, elevating issues to senior leadership when threshold and cross. Okay. Media monitoring for communication campaigns. Monitoring as campaign input. Before launching a public communication campaign, media monitoring provide crucial baseline data, existing public sentiment, dominant narrative, and the media channel most likely to reach target audience effectively. Campaign output by monitoring, evaluate effectiveness of campaign messaging, measure shift in public sentiment over time, evaluate clarity of public communication, enable strategic adjustment mid-campaign, and strengthen and sustain public trust. Okay, insight into social and political dynamic. Media monitoring used for social listening, political sensitive radar, and public opinion trend. Beyond crisis and campaign management, media monitoring provide government PR with a continuous pulse of the social and political environment. It surfaces latent public grievance, track the rise of political narrative, and identify shift in community values before they crystallize into organized opposite or public unrest. Okay, this is a theory we use in our research. Implementation of Comcowitz framework, Comcowitz core principle. William Comcowitz articulate media monitoring as a systematic intelligent drive practice, not merely a passive collection of clipping. His framework emphasized continuous scanning, context analysis, and actionable reporting as the pillar of effective media intelligence. In Bandung City Government PR, this framework was operationalized through structured daily monitoring routine, cross-platform coverage analysis, and regular intelligence briefing to decision maker. Apply in government PR context, media monitoring used for systematic coverage, contextual analysis, and actionable brief. Okay, why the Comcowitz approach is relevant for government PR? Because media monitoring can use real-time responsiveness, multi-channel complexity, evidence-based communication, and accountability and transparency. Okay, this is a theory, another theory we use in our research. Implementation to asymmetrical communication from Grunig and Grunig. Grunig and Grunig two-way symmetric communication model RU, the ideal PR is a balanced dialogue where the organization listens to the public as much as it speaks to them, adjusting its own behavior based on what it learns. This stands in contrast to one-way broadcasting model where governments simply disseminate information without meaningful feedback loop. Media monitoring as the listening mechanism. Media monitoring operationalize the listening half of two-way symmetrical communication. It gives government PR the structure capability to capture public feedback, identify gap between government messaging and public perception, adjust institutional communication behavior based on empirical public signal, and create genuine dialogue loop that build long-term public trust. Okay, this is the 5 function of media monitoring is government PR. The first media monitoring we use for scanning function, continuous surveillance of all media environment. The second, analyze function, interpreting sentiment negative or positive sentiment, reach and narrative framing. The third, intelligence function, converting data into actionable strategic insight. The fourth, communication support, informing messaging, campaign and crisis response. And the fifth, evaluation function, measuring outcome and improving future communication. This is strategic media monitoring model from our finding in research. Monitoring real-time multi-platform scanning, analyze sentiment issue and context analysis, decide strategic planning and leadership briefing, act, crisis response campaign, or policies communication. This model derived for finding at Bandung City Government PR unit and grounded in Comcowitz framework and Grunis two-way model communication, propose a replicable blueprint for government PR units seeking to institutional media monitoring as a strategic intelligence function rather than a support activity. This model is designed for adaptation across local, regional, and national government PR contexts with verifying resources level. Okay, conclusion for this article research, for our research, media monitoring as strategic infrastructure. From tool to system, media monitoring has evolved from a simple clipping service into a comprehensive public communication intelligence system, the strategic backbone of modern government PR. The second, from reactive to proactive. When properly implemented, media monitoring enable government PR to anticipate issue before they become crisis, shifting from reactive damage control to proactive reputation management. The third, from data to dialogue. Aligned with two-way symmetrical communication theory, media monitoring creates a new public dialogue infrastructure, giving citizen voice a structured pathway into government decision-making. And then, replicable model. The strategic media monitoring model developed from Bandung City practice over a transferable framework for government PR unit across Indonesia and the border public sector. Okay, recommendation for government PR practice, institutional monitoring, embed media monitoring as a permanent dedicated function with the government PR unit, not a project by project activity with dedicated staff and technology. The second, invest in capacity, train PR practitioner in media analysis, sentiment interpretation, and strategic reporting to maximize the intelligence value of monitoring output. And the last, integrated with policies, link media monitoring intelligence direct to policy communication planning cycle, ensuring public feedback inform both messaging and substantive government decision. And the last but not least, government PR is not about managing the message, it's about earning and sustaining public trust through genuine intelligence informed dialogues. Thank you for the opportunities. I hope my research contribute to advising strategic communication, public trust, and responsible government globally. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Siti.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you so much, Dr. Tresna, well done for the presentation just now. So basically what Dr. Tresna has presented was actually her study that demonstrates how media monitoring is becoming a strategic public relations tool, because her field is public relations.
Yes.
So with media monitoring, that enables government agencies to identify different issues, to detect some maybe potential crisis, to analyze public sentiment, and also to develop something like data-driven communication strategies, which basically can help to enhance transparency, accountability, and also public engagement. So I think that's what has been presented by Dr. Tresna. All right. So any question at all from any of you? Yes, silakan before we have the next session with the fourth or the final keynote speaker. Silakan. Any question? You can ask in Malay, you can ask in Indonesian language as well. Yeah, no problem. Okay, if let's say there's no question, maybe one question from me, Dr. Tresna. So we know, and you also have mentioned, about the rise of social media and also about AI generated content. We also discussed this in the previous presentations as well. So what challenges in terms of media monitoring, what challenges does media monitoring face to ensure accuracy and also reliability of public sentiment analysis based on your research, your experience?
Oke. Bisa menggunakan bahasa Indonesia ya, Dr.
Bisa.
Siti? Oke, jadi berdasarkan hasil penelitian saya selama 2 tahun ini, media monitoring itu sekarang ini sangat penting digunakan untuk bukan hanya untuk PR government, tapi juga untuk semua korporasi gitu. Karena yang namanya media monitoring itu tadi bisa digunakan untuk mendeteksi gitu ya, mendeteksi krisis communication, mendeteksi sentimen-sentimen negatif atau sentimen positif yang ada di netizen, misalkan seperti itu. Sehingga yang namanya media monitoring itu memang diambil dari kita itu, media monitoring itu digunakan untuk membantu korporasi membuat strategi kebijakan publik seperti itu. Dan media monitoring itu kita menggunakan berbagai data yang ada, bukan hanya media sosial, tapi juga media-media digital yang ada seperti itu. Nah, sehingga yang namanya media monitoring itu tadi seperti yang saya sampaikan gitu ya. Kenapa sih media monitoring itu sangat penting gitu? Karena media monitoring itu bisa men-scanning berita-berita yang ada, kemudian coba kita analisis, kemudian kita coba dianalisa gitu ya informasinya, kemudian kita evaluasi dan kita gunakan untuk menyampaikan kebijakan-kebijakan dari dari korporasi seperti itu. Itu.
Baik, terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much, Dr. Tresna, for the answer. So can we have a picture with Dr. Tresna first before we go to the fourth presenter? Silakan on your camera. Thank you so much. Okay, Zahira boleh ready kan? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, Mini love. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Wiwi. Thank you very much,
Terima
everyone.
kasih.
Thank you, Zahira. Thank you also, Dr. Wiwit, for the presentation just now. So let's go to our last but not least keynote speaker for today, Dr. Feroz Madli, Senior Lecturer and also Head of the Unit for Networking and Professional Development, Faculty of Business, Economics and Accountancy, University Malaysia, Sabah, UMS Malaysia. UMS is close to me because my husband is from Sabah as well. So Dr. Feroz, a senior lecturer. I introduced Dr. Feroz to you. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you so much for being with us today. So Dr. Feroz obtained his bachelor degree from University Technology Mara and completed both his master's degree and PhD at UMS. His expertise focuses on marketing, social marketing, and communication technology, particularly in digital transformation, sustainable development, and community empowerment. His research interests include digital marketing, youth digital readiness, sustainable tourism, social change, and inclusive development, especially within rural and indigenous communities in Sabah and the Borneo region. At the national and international levels, his work contributes to research on digital communication, sustainable development goals, tourism sustainability, and technology for social impact. Dr. Feroz is also an active research fellow at the Borneo Tourism Research Center, the Center for Economic Development and Policy, and the UMS UNICEF Communication for Development Research Unit, where he is involved in research, development projects, and strategic communication initiatives related to sustainable socio-economic development. So with that introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Feroz for the presentation, The Future of Marketing Influence. I lost the title already. Dr. boleh perkenalkan title. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Silakan.
Alright, okay. Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Dr. Siti, for the warm welcoming and also introduction about myself. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. First of all, I would like personally hugely thank you to the organizer and also co-organizer for this such a big opportunity for me to share one of my research, which is for today, this is the latest one research. Basically, it's about how we look the marketings and then we predict for the future. And we talk about future, we cannot deny that. If we talk about the future, one element, one factor that always embedded in our future is the sustainable. So this is our focus for today. Okay, so allow me to share my slide.
Okay, Doctor, we can see the slides.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
So again, I'm the first speaker for today, and then the first, second, and the third, all the keynote speaker already share a very good, interesting topic. And today, I believe my topic more or less related to the topic that already presented, already shared to all the audience, to all the presenter, and also the members here. So, like usual, I would like to introduce myself, even already introduced by the doctor or by the chairperson just now. So I'm Feroz Madli, attached with the Faculty of Business, Economics and Accountancy from University Mesa Sabah. So the picture that I shared now on the slide, it's the landscape, it's the UMS actually. For UMS, we have three campus, and this is our main campus. So why I show this picture, just to introduce to all of you, maybe some of you don't know what is the UMS, where is the UMS, and what is UMS is all about. So one fun fact about UMS. So UMS is already won the best landscape since 2016 in ASEAN, fourth in ASEAN, and 16 in the world. So if you look currently, not just the green one landscape, but we also have a beautiful beach over here. So I'm warmly welcome. So to anybody here, maybe you want to visit UMS, you want to pursue your study, and then all of you are welcome, to join the UMS. Just a very brief introduction about UMS. So now I would like to share my topic or my latest research, basically. So the title of the research that I would like to share today is about to harmonize the future of marketing, which is to integrate the intersection between the influence area, the humanity factor, and also the sustainable. So basically, what I want to do, or I want to share for today, how the marketing we integrate with the technology, and at the same time we integrate of the sustainable. So currently, to all the audience today, when we talk about sustainable, of course, there is one words that very popular currently, which is the Sustainable Development Goal, or the short one we call as the SDG. So if you look around, everybody or most of the company, most of the organization, if they do the program, they have the logo there, the symbol of sustainable SDG there. So this is also one of the things that I will emphasize for today sharing. But moving forward, maybe after 2030 or maybe soon before 2030, we already or we are enter the SDG era, which means that basically, correct me if I'm wrong, SDG and ESDG are working together. But when we talk about ESG, of course, I don't say it's more complicated, but maybe it will be challenging compare what we are implement SDG currently. So this is basically what I will share for today. Okay, now this is just a very brief introduction. What happened currently, relatively about a marketing, marketing context. Relatively what happened in Malaysia, in ASEAN, in the global. Relatively, it's not applicable. It's not applying for all, context in all part of the world. But relatively, maybe this is what happened in context of marketing. So based on the Kotler et al., marketing, we have several of phase. It starts with the marketing 1.0, marketing 2.0, marketing 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0. But currently, we are supposedly in the era of marketing 5.0, or maybe some part of the world, they are just entering the marketing 5.0. Why they have a difference? Because we cannot deny that the involvement of technology or industrial revolution is not same, it's not evolved at the same rate throughout the world. Some part of the world, they already maybe already entering the Industrial Revolution 5.0, but some of the world, they are in the Industrial Revolution 4.0, but some part of the world, they're still in IR 3.0 and now want to enter 4.0. That's why the marketing 5.0 has relatively happened throughout the world. Just a little bit about what is 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and the 5.0. For 1.0, we focus about product centric, in other words. 2.0, we focus about customer value. 3.0, we focus about what value we can offer to the customer. 4.0, the transaction technology. And now the 5.0 is the collaboration, which means that it's not collaborate to the customer, but we also need to use heavily about the technology. We cannot abandon the advancement technology. We need to bring the technology, and that's why they come out with the marketing 5.0. But for today, because we have another element, which is the sustainable, that's why we have another things, which is what we call as SESG or SDG, which means that the marketing 5.0 currently is not just we want to utilize the technology, but at the same time, we also want to seamlessly integrate the sustainable. So at the end of this presentation or sharing, I will share to all of you the suggestion, the framework, how we can integrate the marketing, the communication, and also the sustainable. So this is what happened, to be more specific, what happened for currently market. So the first one, that traditionally what happened throughout the world, relatively, which is the mass media, or we can call as a centralized, which means that we use one media and then we disseminate all the information related to our product and our services. But the major concern here, when we talk about the central mass media, one of the major obstacles, of course, the cost. We cannot deny. Using the radio, using the television is really costly, relatively more costly than the social media. We cannot deny the things. But what we're looking now, not we focus about the cost, but we focus how the human accept the information and form their consumer behavior, or how they form to buy their product. When we talk about consumer behavior, it's not just about buy the product, but about their learning process, their perception, how they act about the things, how they process the information, and directly they make decision to buy the product or not. So throughout the evolution, then now relatively is the world or the era is the micro influencer. The micro influencer is not just limited influencer, which means influencer we can say like influencer, the one that have a lot of followers, the one that when they go to live through any platform such as TikTok, or maybe they use Facebook, and then there are hundreds of thousands of people will directly enter. But the influencer here also we can refer as a celebrity, or we can refer to the leader opinion. So these people that will influence the people to accept the information, to accept to buy the product. Why this one is popular currently? Because the customer, basically what we focus now, our Gen Z, our new generation of population. So they tend to accept or look more credible or trust to the micro influencer, which means they are looked at micro influencer is more related to their life, or we can use the term slice of life than the mass media. So this is comes the interesting part. So if we hire the influencer, or we want to use the micro influencer effectively, then we need to embed, we need to use the technology. And the currently technology have the algorithm, which means they can read, they can store the data, they can understand the customer well. But now they have the major concern about this system relatively, which means that if the system is too powerful, really advanced, and it make people will be hyper personalized, which means that the consumer, it create like a perimeter, a boundaries that this customer, this individual only will expose to this type of product, type of services. They will not expose to other things. Maybe currently they like this product, but later maybe they not really like. But because the information, the advertisement only exposed based on what they really like, so it become like echo chamber, a chamber for them, which means that it make them overly get the data. It make them seems that the system already set what they need to buy for certain period. So this is the major concern actually, or in other words, this is what happened, which means that the border make other product will not expose to that people. Maybe they have new product, but because the system already control all the information that will expose to the person, and then the person will be like trapped in that chamber again and again. They will look the same things again and again. They will buy the same things. It already said they open to their other platform. This is the things that they will expose. They open to other platform. This is not the things they will expose. So it will become one paradox for that customer. Another thing, what concern about the technology, or the technology, current advancement technology, is what we call as concept greenwashing. It means that, okay, right, this happened because the new generation currently, or the customer currently, start to aware what is the important about our surrounding, about environment. So the company try to do whatever what they want to do. Seems it's support the green things. Seems is support the environment, but basically not. So that's what we call as also the greenwashing. By using the good algorithm, they come out with very good advertisement and send to the customer, and the customer will look, oh, we need to buy this product because this company support the environmental. So this is another concept. So at the end, when the customer looks or realize that this is not happen, then what at the end what happen is the it will be tarnish their trust towards that company. So to solve that problem, then this researcher, we are proposing this framework we call as HIAM framework, which is the Sustainable Human Influence Marketing. So basically, what is one to achieve by this framework is we not claim that we not said that no need to use technology anymore or reduce to use technology. No, we use technology, but the concept is how we use technology to make the technology have the empathy toward the consumer or towards our marketing strategy. So currently to everyone, I'm not the expert technology. I'm a social science background, but this is one of my major things that I'm always looking forward. I'm always want to learn to understand from the social context. So this is one of the way, which is we suggest how we can use the marketing to reduce all the problem that I have just mentioned now. So to achieve that framework, we have 3 pillars. The first pillar is the empathy of algorithm. Second is the co-creation, and the last one is to verify. In other words, when we use the data that fueled by the system, the data that provided by the system, and then they must have what we said as conceptually as a human touch, and that human touch will make sure that the data will not take advantage toward the consumer, but the data will help the consumer to make a very good decision. But out of that, we need to use the third pillar. The third pillar will verify in line with the ESG or SDG concept, which is whether what we use, what we implement now, is it in line with the concept or not in line with the concept? And this comes the sustainable. Okay, this is just the basic one. So the process currently maybe still in the dark area, which is still red, but we hopefully one day we can achieve what we call the algorithm empathy. Currently, what I'm speak now, what I said now seems very easy, but I truly believe it's not that easy. They need working together from social science and also the science expert to make this thing can achieve. Okay, out of that, previously the past is like one-way communication. It's like a one-way top-down relatively all megaphone, which is the marketers or the company they disseminate information and everybody accept. But currently, with the SHIM approach, we do it together. We combine it together, and hope it will be sustained. And there is issue, which means that people we take advantage of the technology and make people buy our product again and again. So at the end, by using this concept, we have 3 note or 3 pillar. Number 1, of course, empathy of technology. Second, the sustainable, and then and of course the humanity. So to all the audience, respected audience here, this is still very raw idea. A lot of things need to do. A lot of things need to clear. But the idea is we want the communication not to send overload information to the audience, but the technology help the audience to accept the information well and of course to make better decision. And at the end, they buy the product based what they need for, not trapped by the information. At the end, we can create a very good harmony ecosystem, the company, human, and of course the environment. So with that, I would like to end my sharing for today. And I left here my email. Maybe there is a respected audience, respected keynote speaker here, interested to know more about this research, or we can working together about this research. And I am warmly welcome to all our audience here. With that, I would like to stop my sharing and thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Feroz, for the presentation. Maybe the only marketing field from all our 4 keynote speakers speech for today. But Doctor, thank you so much for the explanation, because although like myself, I'm not coming from a marketing or business background, but I think the explanation is very clear for all of us to understand the fact that Dr. Feroz argues that the study argues on future of marketing that lies in balancing digital innovation and also economic objectives with, I think the most important part that you have mentioned is the human-centered value, ethical influence, and also sustainability to help or drive positive behavior and also societal change in the society. So thank you with that. So I open to maybe at least one question from any of the participants today. Silakan. Any question at all? You can ask in Malay. You can ask also in Indonesian language. You can type as well. Maybe one question will do. Very interesting one, a very humble approach by Dr. Feroz, and also inviting us to also join the research. If any of you are from the similar field or something related, or your research interest is in that, so contact Dr. Feroz. So that's why we are here. Okay, if we don't have any question, I just want to pose one simple question to Dr. Feroz. In terms of organization, from organizational view, like how can organizations ensure that purpose-driven branding and also sustainable communication, it reflects genuine commitment towards the consumer rather than just to being perceived as something, a rhetoric, marketing rhetoric. So how organizations can ensure that? Thank you, Doctor.
All right. So thank you, Doctor, for the question. So this is a very important part when we talk about how we can ensure that the company achieve the things or not. So maybe this is not too much if I introduce one part that I'm appointed for. Maybe some of you also directly engage with that organization, what we call as APPGM SDG. The Secretariat, one of Secretariat of Malaysia. So I'm involved with this organization since 2023. So my role here is to evaluate the project. Is it the project in line with the sustainable, in line with the SDG? So currently, my suggestion, how the company can make sure, or they can make sure in line with, or they can make sure that the consumer achieve the sustainable, or what they did currently achieve sustainable. Number one, they must have like a team. Maybe they need to consult the other company, or they set up their own unit. Then this unit are responsible to evaluate the impact the impact about their product, the impact related the sustainable. That's the first one. The second one, how we can make sure is by utilize a massive data. So current, I take one simple example. Let's say you become a member, and then every time you go to that store, you scan everything. So from that point also, we can get a lot of data. How pattern they buy. Is it they are looking for the sustained product or not they buy the sustained product? From all these things, we can show that are our product or what our initiative currently already in line with the sustainable or not. So, Doctor, that's my very simple answer to that. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Feroz. Yeah, so the answer does not come from the textbook alone. Yeah, it's based on experience. So we really appreciate that. Thank you, Doctor. As the final speaker, before we go to the next segment, I think everybody is waiting for that. Yeah, can we have like one picture together with Dr. Feroz? Yeah, please. So we can switch on the camera. Just 1 minute for this and before we go to the next session. I think everybody is waiting for this session, the award announcement, Doctor. Okay, silakan. Thank you so much. Okay, Zahira, boleh?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, smile. Alright. Mini love. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Zahira. Thank you so much, Dr. Feroz, and to all our four keynote speakers that we have today. So thank you so much for your time. So as mentioned, in the beginning of the program today, that we will have 2 sessions. First part is basically done, the keynote speech session. The next one will be the award announcement. But before that, just some announcements. I think Zahira has shared some Google form in our box, the chat box, so you can help us to submit the Google form feedback form, so that we can improve the program from time to time. We also have the Wakaf Buku program or book donation program under the Academy. You can also donate books if you want to. And also an invitation for those who have not joined our Telegram and also or WhatsApp group, the Aid Academy WhatsApp group. So if you don't want to miss the program, so you can join any of those groups. And also later, after we announce the winners of the awards for Iccomah 7, you can if you want, you can fill. There is another Google form for you to for those who win. You will get a plug, a plug of appreciation that will be posted to you, and you can, if let's say you want to order extra, so we have also the Google form for that. So that one is later. But for now, before we continue, kindly help us to fill the form, the feedback form. Okay, so while you're doing that, we can, Zahira share the slides, for the winner announcement. Okay. So let us start with the second part. And also, I think, as I said, everybody is waiting for this. So thank you so much. We have 54, including me today, all of us on Zoom today, and also we have 70 papers. Thank you for all to all the presenters. And congratulations, you have received up to this level. And we will also hear and know who are the award winners for Iccomah 7 2026. So basically, for the awards, we offered 13 major awards, 13 major awards for most of our conferences. We have another one in September. I have shared the link as well in the chat box. And also we have smaller awards as well, where it is announced in our website, the page. So Zahira will share the link of the page as well, so you can see your names there, in case if you win best presenter for each parallel session. So we have basically arranged your presentations according to your themes in different sessions. Yeah, although we don't have a real parallel session for the pre-recorded presentations, but we arrange it for you in such a way so that we can have winners for a winner, yeah, for each parallel session. Okay, so that one will be in the page, yeah, and Zahira will share the link of the page for that in the WhatsApp group, in Iccomah 7 WhatsApp group. But so the major ones we offer 13, 13 awards, and we're going to announce that for today. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Yeah, Zahira. Okay, so for Best Full Paper Awards, we have three different categories for this award. So we have professional and academic Best Paper Award. We have also postgraduate and also Best Paper Award for undergraduate. Okay, so may I invite Dr. maybe Dr. Ferris is still here. Yeah, so maybe I would like to honor Dr. Ferris to help us to announce the award winners for the best full paper award. Silakan, Doktor. Okay, next, Zahira. Thank you, Doktor.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate all of these presenters today for the Best Full Paper Awards for the category Academic and Professional. The title is Meningkatkan Kesiapsiagaan Latihan Industri Pelajar Diploma melalui Kursus Organizational Behavior. The presenter is Nur Salmawati binti Abdul Karim, Juhana Simarani, Nur Hashima Abdul Hamid, and all the presenter, I believe, from Polytechnic Port Dickson, Malaysia. Again, congratulations to all the author, to all the presenter.
Thank you, Doktor.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Puan Salmawati. Dah ada satu tim kat situ. Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Nanti switch on, yeah, the mic, the camera. After this, we will take picture together for this award. So let's get Dr. Ferus to announce the next one. Thank you, Doctor. Congratulations. Yeah.
Okay. The second Best Full Paper Award goes to Punita AP Bangaraya. Sorry, I pronounced wrongly. From College Teknologi Termaju Jabatan Tenaga Manusia, Kampus Pasir Gudang dan Senai, Malaysia, with the title Attack JTM, transforming Google Classroom Access into impactful instructional practice at the Pasir Gudang and Senai. So again, Punita, a big congratulations to you.
Congrats, Cikgu Punita. Okay, basically we have congrats, Cikgu. Yeah, we have actually two winners for this for this award, Doctor. Because the marks are the same, so we decided not to choose. We decided to give both. Congratulations to both groups just now. Okay, so next, Doctor, silakan.
All right. So for the next Best Full Paper Awards for the category Postgraduate Student goes to T.S. Muhammad Fikri bin Azizan, Professor Madya T.S. Dr. Effendi Iwan bin Muhammad Matore, and Dr. Marlisa binti Umar. All the presenter or the author are from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, with the title Strengthening Industrial Decision Making and Complex Problem Solving Capability Among TVET Students for Future Industry Demand. Again, a big congratulations to all the presenter and author for this category, Best Full Paper Awards.
Okay, congratulations, T.S. Muhammad Fikri, Dr. Fendi, yeah, I know Dr. Fendi, Dr. Melissa from UKM, yeah, congratulations. If you are here, yeah, switch on your camera after this, yeah. So after Dr. Ferris announces the undergraduate student category, we will take picture together. Yeah, okay. Next, Dr. Ferris, thank you.
So the next AID Academic Special Award for the postgraduate student category goes to Kelik Nur Sitio Widianto, Kiki Zakia, Ati Rajmiati, Asep Saiful Muhtadi, and Maman Suhirman from Universitas Islam Bandung, Indonesia, UNISBA, with the paper title Strengthening Industrial Decision Making and Complex Problem Solving Capability Among Divide for Future Industry Demand. So again, a big congrats to all the presenter for this AID Academic Special Award.
Congratulations, yeah, Bapak Kelik and the
Thank you
group,
very
yeah,
much.
congratulations for the special award. Alhamdulillah, yeah, okay. Next,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ferus, we have another one. Thank you
Thank you,
from
Bu
Neni,
Siti.
congrats.
My student, okay. Thank
Oh,
you so
okay,
much.
mantap,
Yeah.
mantap, Prof.
So
Okay.
the next award is Best Full Paper Award for the category of undergraduate student. And this Best Full Paper Award goes to Ruzain Aiman Zulkifli, Azlina Zaid, Nur Nadira Zulkifli, Dr. Fadli Fizari bin Abu Hasan Asari, Hasyati Husna bin Dizol Karnai. All of the presenter, I believe, are from University Technology Mara, UITM, with the title Sponsorship, Motive, and Purchase Intention Among Football Fans in Perak. Again, a big congrats to all the presenter for this full Best Paper Awards.
Congratulations, yeah, Saudara Ruzain Aiman, yeah, and the team. So, for those who have been announced, yeah, by Dr. Feroz, yeah, kindly switch on your camera for us to take picture for this particular award first. Silakan.
Um,
Okay. Prof. Neni can switch on also, Prof. Neni.
Okay. So doktor kita nak
Okay.
untuk snap gambar satu-satu kategori je doktor.
Sekali untuk yang best full paper ni.
Best paper
Uh,
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Zaira.
Saya akan cakap gambar dua version. Satu version yang orange ni dan the version yang lagi satu. Okay. My satu. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the next version. Okay. Alright. Thank you very much, everyone. Congratulations.
Thank you so much to all the winners. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Dr. Feroz, yeah, for helping us with the announcement. We appreciate that. Okay, so let's go to the next category of award. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this one is a special award. Yeah, it is called the Fastest Full Paper Submission Awards. I think you will not get any of this kind of award in any other conferences. Yeah, so this is like a motivation, yeah, for all of us. You know, when you already want to submit or you have received your LOA. So what you do, of course, we will do the presentation first. Yeah, but for those who write fast, yeah, whether you get the full paper best award or not, that doesn't matter. Yeah, but you will receive the fastest full paper submission awards. Yeah, so it's when you are fast, you will also be appreciated as well, yeah, in this conference. You will get this award as well in Iccomah, which is the next conference in September. Yeah? So we maintain this award for a long time since we started actually. Okay, so let's can we have Dr. Is Dr. Wiwit still here?
Yeah.
Dr. Wiwit, thank you, Dr. So
Okay. I do my best, Dr. Siti. Fastest full
thank
paper
you, Dr.
submission award ya.
Yeah, silakan
This you
Dr.
ya. Okay, fastest full
Alamak.
paper submission award goes to Entus Nuryana Ahmad and Tresna Wiwitanele.
Sorry, Dr. I don't remember the winners. Tiba-tiba panggil Dr.
Selamat
menang
ya.
kan?
Paper
Bu
Okay.
Wiwit, congrats. Bu Wiwit,
Iya.
congrats.
Terima kasih, Pantus. Terima kasih. Selamat ya.
Congrats juga Antus ya.
Paper title, Audio Reception Analysis of the Religious Authority of Digital Creator on Social Media. Congratulations, Pak Antus. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pak Antus and also I think the supervisor maybe, Dr. Tresna, thank you so much. You are announcing yourself. I'm so sorry about that. But it's a happy moment anyway. Okay, congratulations. Let's take a picture together because for this category, we only have one winner. Yeah. Silakan Zahira.
Okay, done, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations, Pak Antus and also Dr. Tresna.
Terima kasih,
So
Dr.
let's-
Siti. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go to the next one, Zahira. Okay, we also have this award, which is the Best Virtual Presentation Awards. This is actually based on your presentation for those who presented via pre-recorded videos. Okay, so we have several winners here for this. So do we still have Dr. Hayati here? Dr. Yati?
Ya, saya.
Okay, Doktor tolong announce sikit. Thank you so much, Doktor.
Now we're going to have an award for Best Virtual Presentation Awards. Inshallah, it goes to, this is our sister, Dr.
Yes.
Rosinawati Hussein from University of Science Islam Malaysia. Congratulations with the title Digital Storytelling and Influencer Culture, Audience Engagement and Communication Practices among Malaysian SME. So, Alhamdulillah. Keep the
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Nina. Very good effort. Okay. We have another one, right? Zahira, next one for this one. I think we have three winners, right? Oh, this one only one, is it?
Only
So-
one.
Oh, only one.
Yeah.
Maaf.
So we can
This
go
is
for
my-
picture.
Oh, yeah, we take picture together with Dr. Nina. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, thank you very much and congratulations, Dr. Nina.
Thank you and congratulations. Dr. Yati still with us? We
Yes.
still need you for the next award. Tahan kejap,
InsyaAllah.
Dr. Yati.
Okay.
Okay, the next one, we will go to most
Wow.
viewed virtual
The most
presentation on
viewed virtual presentation on YouTube Awards. MashaAllah. So
Silakan,
it
Doctor.
goes to, this is for the category of academic and professional category. It goes to Punita, anak perempuan Mangaraya. Congratulations from Kronologis Teknologi Termaju Jabatan Tenaga Manusia, Kampus Pasir Gudang dan Senai. The paper title is EdTech ITM, isn't it? Transforming Google Classroom. Alhamdulillah. Congratulations, Punita.
Cikgu Punita already two, meaning two
You have 2
awards
awards.
today.
InsyaAllah.
Berat dia nak bawa balik hari ni.
Ya,
Okay,
And for next category, for graduate student category, the most viewed virtual presentation on YouTube Awards goes to Nur Akmal binti Abdul Rashid, Profesor Madya Dr. Muhammad Izzuan bin Mahmud, Profesor Madya Dr. Ku Suhaila Johari from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. Congratulations to the team. I believe this is about maybe related to counseling and psychology.
Yeah, Puan Akma is a PhD student at UKM and also one of
MashaAllah.
our book coordinator as well at
MashaAllah.
Ed
Yes,
Academy.
I saw her name.
Okay, next doctor. Congratulations ya Pak
And
Akma
then
and the
we
team.
go to the undergraduate category. Most virtual presentation and YouTube awards goes to Dahnia Cahya Fitara and Dr. Mariam binti Badrul Munir from Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Indonesia. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We have Dahnia here.
Congratulations. Ya Allah. Ya Dania and Dr. Mariam ya. Are you here? Oh, Dania is there. Congratulations,
Yes, we have
Dania.
Dania.
Send my regards to Dr. Mariam ya, if Dr. Mariam is not around
Terima
today.
kasih, Bu.
Alhamdulillah. So, kita ambil gambar dulu. Ya, Zahira, jom. Okay, Cikgu Bonita, main-main. Cikgu jangan lari. Dah tak nampak dah tu.
Okay.
Okay, Pak Akmal, switch on. Okay, cantik. Alright. Thank you, Zahira.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, okay. The next category.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, for the next category, we have the Best Presenter Award in each parallel session. So, for this one, this is the category that I mentioned earlier that we arrange your pre-recorded presentations into several teams, yeah, and we choose the best. Yeah, so for this one, you have to enter our website, the page for this, yeah, and it is actually inside the Iccomah conference website, and Zahira will share the page link as well in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so I will not announce this one by one, yeah, and you will receive a different special e-certificate for winning this award as well. Yeah, so congratulations for winners of this award. So it means we have several, maybe 10 winners. Yeah, so check whether you win any part of this award or not. Yeah. Okay. So the next one, Zahira. So actually, this one is a special award as well. Yeah, we have chosen actually best e-moderator for live presentation. At first, we don't really have this, yeah, but when we see the presentation of our e-moderator for the live session, and we really appreciate Mr. Alan Sigaran, from College Meritocracy Pahang. Is Mr. Alan here? Maybe no, yeah. Or maybe the students or any other group members, maybe, if let's say you are here. So congratulations to Mr. Alan Sigaran, chosen as the best e-moderator for our live presentation session. Yeah, it's a special award. Okay, the next one, we have also a special award for the best presenter for our live presentation session. Yeah, so we have two winners. So this one I will just announce this. Yeah, it's already there, as you can see. Yeah, we have chosen two best presenters for the live presentation, morning and also afternoon session. Yeah, so we congratulate Miss Siva Ranjani Sugunalisan from College Community Sungai Siput, Malaysia. Congratulations. Yeah. Mana Miss Ranjini. So you can switch on your camera. Tu dia. Thank you. Congratulations, Miss Ranjini. And also Dr. Umi Hamidatun Muhammad Sofian Lee from University Sains Islam Malaysia. Is Dr. Umi here?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, congrats,
Thank you so
Doctor. Dalam
much.
breakfast
Yang
ke?
selalu sibuk.
Yeah. Lunch. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations, Doctor. So kita ambil gambar
Congratulations,
dulu.
Doctor.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alright, again, peace. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you and congratulations, Dr. Umi, Miss Siva.
Okay, and
much.
also we have a final award, as the main award. Yeah, we have also chosen actually the most active university in terms of participation. Yeah, so we have most active university participation award, yeah, which goes to Universitas Islam Bandung Indonesia Unisba. Congratulations Unisba. So can all Unisba
Congratulations, Dr.
members,
Tina.
yeah, all
Terima
Unisba members,
kasih. Thank you
Congratulations.
so
Ibu
much.
Siti.
Terima
congratulations,
Thank you so
mantap
kasih.
ya
much, Ibu
Unisba.
Siti.
Okey, Prof Yeni dah nampak dah tu. Okey, so kita ambil gambar dulu ya. Silakan.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Last, Mini Love. Alright. Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Unisba.
Terima
Okey,
kasih.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Terima
Congratulations.
kasih, thank you, Bu Siti.
Congratulations to Unisba and to all award winners. Also, thank you so much to all our keynote speakers and also all the presenters. We appreciate your participation in this program today, and also we hope to see you again as well in the upcoming Iccomah conference held in September. I've shared the link, and also the upcoming nearest innovation competition that if let's say you want to enter, you can also try the nearest one, which is also upcoming. Abstract deadline submission is on the
Terima
19th of
kasih.
June. So tahniah kepada semua. So kita tak bergambar dah ramai-ramai I think, atau nak bergambar semua kerana maybe boleh lah kita gambar satu, all of us with all the keynote speakers, with the winners, with all of us yang menang dan juga yang present. Maybe you want the best presenter for the para session. It's not announced, but you are of course the winners as well. So I see Dr. Saifuddin berada. Thank you Doctor for joining us. Dr. Siti Nurbayu dari UMS. Thank you Doctor. Puan Zanurul so kita online sekejap. Dato' Umi dah sampai, tak ada dalam kereta. Okay,
Bateri
so kita
habis.
Saya
bateri
pakai phone. Tak ada background. Tak maaf, tak sempat saya buka laptop.
tak apa doktor. Yang
Sorry,
penting
sorry.
doktor, kalau ada background tak ada doktor pun tak best. Okay, so kita gambar sekejap. Okay, nanti Zahira kira. Siapa yang boleh online, sila on dulu kamera silakan. Pak Entes boleh, baru nampak. Dania bagi nampak muka, nampak background macam tu. Rumani dah nampak. Akma pun tak nampak buat Akma. Dr. Yati dah nampak, Dr. Feroz dah nampak.
Nampak belum?
Pak Kelik belum nampak. Witri belum nampak. Okay. Mr. Peraba nampak, Dr. Margaret nampak. Okay. Okay, mana yang kita dah ada silakan. Okay, Zahira boleh kirakan.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Senyum semuanya. Okay, Mini Love. 3. Okay. Terima kasih, tahniah semua.
Okay, thank you so much to everybody. Thank you, Zahira. Thank you to all of us who involved today. I appreciate your time. So we will give you the Google form again. We will share it in our WhatsApp group. So please help us, especially with the feedback. And also for those who want to order extra plug for your group, for example, because you're entitled, the winners just now entitled for one plug. So if you need extra, so you can contact us as well using the Google form. Any questions, you can WhatsApp to Miss Zahira or myself. Thank you so much. Congratulations, everybody. See you again in the next program. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you all. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Dr. Sri,
all.
Dr.
Thank
Zahira.
you
Thank
for
you so much.
Thank
appreciate.
you.
Bye.